you know, lots of environmentalists have been talking about the need to re-wet our peatlands as a natural solution. Could you explain just what re-wetting means, and what a natural solution to climate change is, if that makes sense?
Yes, indeed. Re-wetting, if peat is only preserved because it's waterlogged, then obviously we need to stop water being removed from the peatland more rapidly than would naturally happen. And so that in general means blocking up drains where the peat has been so damaged that it's become eroded. It means blocking, damming some of the big erosion gullies, simply to hold the water for longer on the site within the peatland. Now, the other way you can re-wet peat is to reintroduce sphagnum, because sphagnum bog moss, it's an amazing species. It's capable of holding more than 20 times its own weight of water. It saved tens of thousands of lives during World War I because it was used as a wound dressing, because it was very absorbent, but also it's antiseptic. So it stopped the wounds going gangrenous. So from the first day of the Somme onwards, it was part of the soldiers' first field dressing that was sewn into their battle dress. So you slap that on any wound. So the absorbent property of sphagnum means that actually, if you plant some sphagnum onto a bare peat surface, the sphagnum will hold its own water. It will create its own water table, and it will dampen the peat around it. So even if the water table within the peat is way down, maybe 50 centimeters in the peat, you can create a wet surface on the top of this bare peat simply by putting sphagnum there. And this is what Moors for the Future and Yorkshire Peat Partnership, for example, have been doing very successfully.
I mean, that's amazing. I'm amazed by that little fact about it being used in wounds, because I'm just thinking of Philip Pullman's novels from when I was a child, and they talk about blood moss, and I wonder if that's where he got the inspiration for that. But there we go. So, you know, it's all linked, isn't it? The importance into our lives and things.
Yes, I've done a blog all about the wonders of sphagnum bog moss and the fact that it saved so many lives. And the Vikings used it to preserve salmon when they were going on voyages. They wrapped fresh salmon in sphagnum bog moss, and that the bog moss prevented the sphagnum from going rotten. So when they were well into the journey, it would be a case of, oh, well, we've run out of all of our other provisions, time for the sphagnum salmon. So I've actually tried it. I tried preserving some salmon and it worked. So yeah, sphagnum's amazing stuff.
What amazing stuff.